The new Thundercats announced show is simply a symptom of what is happening in the American animation industry. It's not the first exponent of this problem, but it's the first that had this generalized hate from the community. And I'm going to explain why this is important. I don't know where can I start, because at this point everything I will say was already said. But I think it's worth it to compile facts that brought us to this place. The main reason that explains all this reaction to Thundercats' new show is not nostalgia. It's this artistic movement in the animation industry. Adventure Time started a new age in American animation because it led to an expansion of the market. It said, hey, cartoons are not just for kids, as it was back then. After Adventure Time, many good shows were created. However, one of its children started a huge recoil in the industry. And yes, it is Steven Universe. At the beginning, Steven was a series that was building an interesting story and good characters. But at some point, Tumblr culture just took over the entire show, transforming it into propaganda. Many people argue that this isn't true, but we just need to see the next creations of Cartoon Network after Steven. It just started an infantilization of the industry again, but with different values. The worst problem of Steven Universe is that the influence of Rebecca Sugar in the industry established a monotony in the drawing style. Now all TV mainstream shows have the exact same style. In the past, every studio had their own style. Now this is even worse than anime. I saw many people complaining about this hate, saying that the community is unfair and full of hypocrites because Thundercats 2011 was cancelled. Actually, the problem with Thundercats 2011 is not that the show looks boring, but that they sold even less toys than Young Justice, that was also cancelled. From the 80s to the beginning of this decade, the only way to pay for these shows was merchandising. Since 2012, with online services, where some new ways of financing were created, like subscriptions to streaming websites that allowed users to watch series at every moment of the day, it made the experience more flexible, and some platforms like Netflix started experiments that are giving results now. I don't want you to think that I'm nostalgic with Thundercats because I didn't watch the series, but I can accept that it's sad that the 2011 show was not successful. It just looks better than Generator Rex and The Legend of Korra. It was the wrong moment, but I think that Thundercats lost its fan base that they had in the 80s. That time there were not so many shows as there are today, so it was easier to be successful with simple stories that time. The reason why Young Justice had better chances was because it was a DC Comics show. Everybody knows what DC is because they make new movies and new series all the time. And better to mention Dragon Ball. The production literally never ended because when GT finished, they released the old series with better animation. When they announced Dragon Ball Super, they already had generations of kids, teens and adults that knew and liked Dragon Ball. Then trying to make a reboot for a dead concept is simply difficult, but this is not the right way. And the only purpose is to make money. Because not even animators care about their project. I hope this series fails next year and this becomes the turning point for better animated series in the future. Thanks for watching, subscribe for more videos and leave a comment with your recommendations, it will help me a lot.